Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, we are students of Indraprastha PGRI University Jakarta. We are from Group 7 with the course of Discourse of Analysis and Translation with lecturer Mr. Andri Purwanto SSM Home. On this occasion, we will present about coherence in translation, narrative, and translation analysis. Before entering the topic, allow us to introduce ourselves. Myself, Anna Sofia Nurfani.
And then I'm Hanifa Hairunisa.
And then Regita Noviana.
Okay, thank you, friends. Let's go into the material. Okay, abstract. Coherence is the trait that makes the text easily understandable to a reader. One can help create coherence in his text by creating logical and verbal bridge. Coherence is a product of many different factors, which combine to make every paragraph, sentence, and phrase contribute to the meaning of the whole piece. Coherence in translation is much more difficult to sustain than coherence in the original language simply because translators have less clue to inform them if their message is as clear as it was originally intended or not. Therefore, translators must make their patterns of coherence much more explicit and carefully planned. Coherence itself is the product of two factors, paragraph unity and sentence cohesion. Okay, the next is introduction. According to Chesterman in 1997, there are three types of translation strategy, namely synthetic strategy, semantic strategy, and pragmatic strategy. The problem of the research is what translation strategies that are used in English to Indonesian translation of short story entitled The Importance of Fulfilling Promises. The objective of the research is to find out what translation strategies that are used in English to Indonesian translation of short story entitled The Importance of Fulfilling Promises. The writer used descriptive qualitative method in analyzing the data. After the writer analyzed the data, the writer found 21 of translation strategy. The most convincing ideas in the world, expressing in the most beautiful sentences, will move no one. If readers cannot move easily from one trope to another, they will surely look for something else to read or turn on the television. Understanding utterance is not simply a matter of knowing the meaning of the words uttered and the way in which they are combined. It also involves drawing inference on the basis of non-linguistic information and the assumption that the speaker or writer has aimed to meet certain general standards of communication. Translation has focused on the problems of syntax and semantics at the sentence level. But the real goal of translation is to translate text. There is a crucial difference between a text and a set of unrelated sentences. One must avoid destroying the format by translation it into the latter. It is the coherence of the text in particular that we address here. Providing translation between ideas is largely a matter of attitude. One must never assume that the readers know what he knows. In fact, it's a good idea to assume not only that the readers need all the information that one has and need to know how one arrives at the point he is at, but also that they are not quite as quick as he is. Okay, the next is what is coherence? Also, there is an undeniable and very important link between semantics and translation, the one dealing with meaning, the other with transfer of meaning. Some say that semantic theory and translation theory are not closely connected, and often translation specialists are even broader rather than helped by semantics theory. Nevertheless, some of the prominent translation experts and theorists might disagree with that, like Nida in 1964 in page 30, who believes that the manner of expressing the meaning is essential to discuss translation, as language is used as a means to communicate that meaning. And thus, it would be important to know the elements that construct that language, the way they work together, and the way they are related to other language.
Okay, so for the next slide is about the problem formulation. The first one is what is narrative analysis and translation? And for the second one is how can narrative structure influence a translator's decisions in translating a text from one language to another? And what are the main challenges that translators face when trying to retain the original narrative elements in a translated text? And for the research method, in this research, the writer used qualitative method because the data that has been researched by the writer are in the form of word and sentence. It also doesn't use statistical procedures. And for the traditional words that are found, there are many words in the language that cue the readers to the relationships between sentence, joining sentence together. For example, I like autumn, and yet autumn is a sad time of the year too. The leaves turn bright shades of red, and the weather is mild. But I can't help thinking ahead to the winter and the ice storms that will surely blow through here. In addition, that will be the season of Chep Fest. Too many layers of clothes to put on, and days when I'll have to shovel heaps of snow from my car's windshield. And for the next slides, Kak Gita.
Oke, lanjut the next slide. Translation process in production in transferring meaning from core language to target language. Understanding the meaning message of core language through analysis is the work process and sentence structure or grammar used on the sentences. 2. Transferring the analysis message in core language intro target language by finding out the equivalent meaning of the text. Next 3, recording the equivalent meaning of core language into target language with accepted sentences. Next slide. Sentences patterns. Sometimes repeat or parallel sentences patterns can help the reader follow along and keep ideas tied together. Example from a speech by President John F. Kennedy. And so my fellow American asks not what our country, what do you for, ask what you can do for your country. Next slide. Conclusion. Basic the finding discussion in Cat B. Cloud set rival translation tragedies and use it in the short story until it the improcator of foiling promise the writer analysis the tragedies using 19 using the Casterman theory was writing found 21 data translation strategy. The translation used is translate asset story entail in the importance of folding promise according to Yeseman. The are 3 types on translation strategy, namely synthetic strategy, semantic strategy, and pragmatic strategy. After the writer analysis data, writer found 9 syntactic strategy, 2 literal translation through to calcul to press structure. Change through quotient change 1 sentence structure change. 4 semantic change and 9 pragmatic strategy. 6 explain change unto illocutionally. 3 4 the total of data that writer follows is 21 data translation strategy. Okay, next slide. Conclusion, that is order normally with respect to the activities sequence. Finally, the text is corrected due to time period and place in the 3D with the activity sequence. Current in translation is important if not more, as it is in the original text for a translate. On his attempt to be vital as possible to the intention of the author of the original text itself, or his audience might strive to concentrating of the aspect of caution in the translation and overlooks correct resulting in the translation poorer than the original text. Okay, thank you very much for today presentation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.